Jai Shri Gurudev. Welcome to Biology online class. Let us continue the topic oogenesis. Let us recall once and then we can continue. Actually, oogenesis process begins during embryonic development. Millions of oogonia are formed by mitosis differentiation. See, this is called multiplication phase. Millions of oogonia are formed during embryonic development. See, this phase is called multiplication phase. Fetal life in the sense during embryonic development, millions of oogonia are formed with the help of mitosis differentiation. See, these oogonia cells enters meiosis and temporarily arrested at the prophase first stage. See, it enters meiosis and temporarily arrested at the prophase first stage. Now they are called primary oocytes. See, this is the primary oocyte. See, primary oocyte surrounded by a layer of granulosa cells. Primary oocyte surrounded by a layer of granulosa cells is called primary follicle. See, no more oogonia are added after the birth. During embryonic development, millions of oogonia are formed and then birth of the child. From birth to puberty, the primary follicles are degenerated and only 60,000 to 80,000 primary follicles left in the each ovary. So, from birth to puberty, the primary follicles are degenerated. See, what is primary follicle? The primary oocyte formed from the oogonia cell surrounded by a layer of granulosa cell is called primary follicle. See, when the female attains puberty, in the sense when the female attains sexual maturity, the primary follicle transformed into secondary follicle. Secondary follicle means the primary oocyte surrounded by more layer of granulosa cell. Single layer of granulosa cell, then it is called primary follicle. More layer of granulosa cell, then it is called secondary follicle. And then secondary follicle transformed into next stage called tertiary follicle. See, this is the diagram of tertiary follicle. During the formation of secondary follicle, new theca is going to be formed. See, new theca means it's a new layer. So, new layer is going to be formed during the formation of secondary follicle, and then secondary follicle transformed into tertiary follicle. See, this is the diagram of tertiary follicle. See, this new theca or new layer organized into two layers, that is outer layer and inner layer. See, this is outer layer and this is inner layer. Outer layer is called outer theca externa and inner layer is called inner theca interna. See, these are the two layers. So, that is outer theca externa and inner theca interna. See, this is the diagram of tertiary follicle, and tertiary follicle contains a cavity called antrum. Antrum filled with a fluid. It's a fluid filled cavity. Antrum filled with fluid is called liquor folliculi. So, liquor folliculi, it is the fluid present in the cavity called antrum. See, this primary oocyte. See, this is the primary oocyte present within the tertiary follicle. Primary oocyte present within the tertiary follicle enters the next phase called growth phase. So, this primary oocyte present within the tertiary follicle grows in size, or you can say enlarge its size by taking the nutrition from surrounding granulosa cells or follicular cells. Surrounding granulosa cell ಇಂದ ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಿಷನ್ ತಗೊಂಡು ಈ ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ oocyte ತನ್ನ ಸೈಜ್ ಅನ್ನು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೆ. See, this phase is called growth phase. See, when the female attains puberty, what will happen? The primary follicle transformed into secondary follicle and secondary follicle transformed into tertiary follicle. The primary oocyte present within the tertiary follicle enters the growth phase. In the sense, the primary oocyte present within the tertiary follicle grows in size by taking the nutrition from the surrounding granulosa cells or follicular cells. See, this is about the growth phase. And the primary oocyte grows in size by taking the nutrition from surrounding granulosa cell or follicular cell and complete its first meiotic division. complete its first meiotic division. The primary oocyte grows in size and then complete its first meiotic division, and there is a formation of two unequal sized cells. The first one is secondary oocyte. See, it's a large cell, and the first polar body, see, it's a tiny polar body. Unequal sized cells are formed because the division of cytoplasm was unequal. So that's why unequal sized cells are formed, the secondary oocyte and the first polar body. See, the Wugonia cells contains 46 chromosomes. Primary oocyte also contains 46 chromosomes because Wugonia enters meiosis, but it doesn't complete meiosis. It gets temporarily arrested at prophase first. Now they are called primary oocyte. So that's why in the primary oocyte the chromosome number still 46. And then primary oocyte complete its first meiotic division, and then secondary oocyte is formed. So here the secondary oocyte contains 23 chromosome, that is haploid. It's a haploid cell. See, where the primary oocyte complete its first meiotic division, the primary oocyte complete its first meiotic division within the tertiary follicle, and then secondary oocyte is going to be formed within the tertiary follicle after the completion of first meiotic division. See, the next one, the tertiary follicle then transformed into next stage. See, this stage is called a Graafian follicle or a mature follicle. See, the Graafian follicle is also known as a mature follicle. Tertiary follicle soon gets transformed into Graafian follicle or mature follicle. See, this is the diagram of Graafian follicle. The same, the two layers are present in the tertiary follicle as well as in Graafian follicle. See, this is outer theca externa, outer theca externa, and this is the inner layer. So we can write here inner theca interna. And this is not a primary oocyte, this is secondary oocyte, because within the tertiary follicle itself, the primary oocyte complete its first meiotic division and secondary oocyte is formed. So this is the secondary oocyte. Secondary oocyte. See, this secondary oocyte surrounded by a new layer. The secondary oocyte gets surrounded by a new layer. See, this new layer we call it as zona pellucida. See, the zona pellucida, it's a layer that surrounds the secondary oocyte. See, next to zona pellucida, there is a presence of one more layer. See, that is we call it as corona radiata. See, next to zona pellucida, one more layer, that is we call it as corona radiata. Corona radiata. And see, this is one more layer that surrounds the secondary oocyte. You can observe here the blue color cells or the blue color layer that surrounds the secondary oocyte. See, this portion is we call it as cumulus oophorus. Cumulus oophorus. See, carefully observe the diagram of Graafian follicle. See, this is the secondary oocyte. Secondary oocyte surrounded by a layer called zona pellucida. See, the first layer, and then next to zona pellucida, or you can say adjacent to zona pellucida, one more layer, that is corona radiata, and then next to corona radiata, one more layer, that is known as cumulus oophorus. Corona radiata is also known as innermost layer of cumulus oophorus. Cumulus oophorus in a innermost layer igu corona radiata anta ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. So these are the layers that surrounds the secondary oocyte, and this is the diagram of Graafian follicle. The same outer layer and outer theca externa and inner theca interna, and there is a presence of secondary oocyte. It gets surrounded by zona pellucida. Adjacent to zona pellucida, corona radiata, and then cumulus oophorus. Cumulus oophorus. It's a layer that surrounds the secondary oocyte, or you can say the innermost layer of the cumulus oophorus is called corona radiata. Means, see here zona pellucida and then corona radiata and then cumulus oophorus is present. See here, that within the Graafian follicle there is a presence of secondary oocyte. See, when the Graafian follicle ruptures, there is a release of secondary oocyte. So when the Graafian follicle ruptures, LH hormone attain its peak level. When the LH, or you can say luteinizing hormone, it is one of the gonadotropin secreted by the anterior pituitary. When the luteinizing hormone attains its peak level, the Graafian follicle ruptures, and within the Graafian follicle secondary oocyte present. This secondary oocyte released from the Graafian follicle. See, this secondary oocyte is going to be released. See, this process is called ovulation. This process is called ovulation. See, what is ovulation? Rupturing of Graafian follicle and releasing of secondary oocyte. See, when this Graafian follicle ruptures, when the LH hormone attains its peak level, this Graafian follicle ruptures and secondary oocyte is going to be released. See, this process is called ovulation, and LH is the hormone that induces ovulation, and ovulation occurs during the 14th day of menstrual cycle. 14th day of menstrual cycle. So, after ovulation, see this, the remaining part of the Graafian follicle, after ovulation, the remaining part of the Graafian follicle converted to yellow colored mass, that is known as corpus luteum. See, corpus luteum. Graafian follicle rupture ಆಗಿ secondary oocyte release ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಆ ರಿಮೈನಿಂಗ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ Graafian follicle ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅದು ಕಾರ್ಪಸ್ ಲ್ಯೂಟಿಯಂ ಆಗಿ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಎನ್ ಯೆಲ್ಲೋ ಕಲರ್ ಮಾಸ್, ಅಂಡ್ ದಿಸ್ ಕಾರ್ಪಸ್ ಲ್ಯೂಟಿಯಂ secrete a hormone called progesterone. Corpus luteum secrete an hormone called progesterone, and this progesterone necessary for the maintenance of pregnancy. See, this progesterone hormone secreted by the corpus luteum. See, I repeat once again, what is ovulation? The rupturing of Graafian follicle and the releasing of secondary oocyte is called ovulation. See, the hormone that induces ovulation is nothing but luteinizing hormone. After ovulation, the remaining part of the Graafian follicle converted to yellow colored mass. See, this is called corpus luteum. What is the function of corpus luteum? It secretes a hormone called progesterone. What is the function of progesterone? Progesterone is necessary for the maintenance of pregnancy. See, this is about Graafian follicle. See, now here, Graafian follicle, when the Graafian follicle ruptures, there is a releasing of secondary oocyte. See, this is a secondary oocyte. When the sperm penetrates the secondary oocyte, when the sperm penetrates the secondary oocyte, then this secondary oocyte complete its second meiotic division. Complete its second meiotic division, and there is a formation of two unequal sized cells again. The first one is ovum and the second one is second polar body. Again here the division of cytoplasm is unequal, so that's why unequal sized cells are formed. The first one is ovum and the second one is second polar body. See, carefully observe here. After ovulation, the secondary oocyte released from the Graafian follicle. When the sperm penetrates the secondary oocyte, then only secondary oocyte completed second meiotic division, and there is a formation of ovum and second polar body. Otherwise, if the sperm doesn't penetrate the secondary oocyte, then the secondary oocyte remains present as secondary oocyte only. It will not complete the second meiotic division and ovum is not formed. Andre artha, Graafian follicle rupture ಆದಾಗ actually release ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು secondary oocyte. So female gamete secondary oocyte oocyte ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೆಕೆಂಡರಿ oocyte ಅನ್ನ ಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ ಬಂದು ಪೆನಿಟ್ರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಮಾತ್ರ ಸೆಕೆಂಡರಿ oocyte ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಮಿಯೋಟಿಕ್ ಡಿವಿಷನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಓವಮ್ ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಪೋಲಾರ್ ಬಾಡಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಏನು, ಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ ಪೆನಿಟ್ರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಲ್ಲ ಓವಮ್ನ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಸೆಕೆಂಡರಿ oocyte ಆಗಿ ಉಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೆ, ಅದು ಓವಮ್ ಆಗಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕೂ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಮಿಯೋಟಿಕ್ ಡಿವಿಷನ್ ನ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಅಂದ್ರೆ oogenesis ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಫೈನಲಿ ಓವಮ್ ಬರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ ಈ ಸೆಕೆಂಡರಿ oocyte ನ ಪೆನಿಟ್ರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಅದರ್ವೈಸ್ oogenesis ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಸೆಕೆಂಡರಿ oocyte ಗೆ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ ಪೆನಿಟ್ರೇಟ್ ಆಗಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸೆಕೆಂಡರಿ oocyte ಆಗಿ ಉಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೆ. When the sperm penetrates the secondary oocyte, then it will complete its second meiotic division and there is a formation of ovum and second polar body. So secondary oocyte contains 23 chromosomes, ovum also contains 23 chromosomes. So while writing the definition of ovulation, you have to write rupturing of Graafian follicle and releasing of secondary oocyte, not ovum. ಸೊ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಗ್ರಾಫಿಯನ್ ಫಾಲಿಕಲ್ ರಪ್ಚರ್ ಆದಾಗ ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಿರೋದೇನು ಸೆಕೆಂಡರಿ oocyte, ಓವಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಈ ಸೆಕೆಂಡರಿ oocyte ಓವಮ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಸೆಕೆಂಡರಿ oocyte ಅನ್ನ ಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ ಪೆನಿಟ್ರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಆಗ ಸೆಕೆಂಡರಿ oocyte ತನ್ನ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಮಿಯೋಟಿಕ್ ಡಿವಿಷನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಓವಮ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಪೋಲಾರ್ ಬಾಡಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. See, the primary oocyte completes its first meiotic division and there is a formation of large haploid secondary oocyte and first tiny polar body, and the secondary oocyte completes its second meiotic division and there is a formation of large haploid ovum and the tiny second polar body. From here to here, this phase is called maturation phase. See, there are 3 phases in oogenesis process: multiplication phase, growth phase and maturation phase. Oogonia diploid, primary oocyte also diploid, secondary oocyte haploid and ovum also haploid. So during the fetal development, oogonia are formed and then birth, childhood and then puberty. So when the female attains puberty, the primary follicle transformed into secondary follicle transformed into tertiary follicle. Within the tertiary follicle, the primary oocyte enters the growth phase and grows in size by taking the nutrition from the surrounding follicular cells and then complete its first meiotic division and there is a formation of secondary oocyte and first polar body. So and then the secondary oocyte completed second meiotic division only when the secondary oocyte penetrated by the sperm, and then there is a formation of a large haploid ovum and a tiny second polar body. See, this is, we call it as adult reproductive life. When the female attains puberty, then only a primary follicle transformed into secondary follicle and then tertiary follicle, and then within the tertiary follicle the primary oocyte enters the growth phase. In the sense, the growth phase begins only when the female attains puberty. Thank you.